Right. This first one, a while ago I promised myself never to write any love poems. This is one of them. Where old Aegeus, grieving, plunged through moonbeams, superimposed on ruffling seas, where almond trees sigh in ink-black shadows, murmuring of heady night fragrance, where starlight clusters thrill the northern watcher, unaccustomed to unpolluted skies. Your name, my love, speaks of those same beauteous places, touches me with emotions put aside too long. There now, boats beached up on cockled sands yearn for open water. They clatter their impatience in longing choruses. There now you stroll and fill the frigid night with fragrance of your being. There now I picture you at home and warm my thoughts, recalling our passionate vigils. Here, in senseless shadow, gazing out to distant hills, winter hardened. Here is where warm ambition fills a void of longing for merest sight of you. And here, the gold half moon leaves a lasting glow. Honey blonde, with kind, regarding eyes. Your perfume lingers, surprises me, and thrills. Thank you. Thank you very much. I come from, well, it's a city now, just down the road. The outskirts, the southern outskirts of Chelmsford, and near the railway line, which comes up to Colchester and onto Norwich and the other way to London, and there was this tunnel under this embankment, brick tunnel, about 100 yards long actually, and it's kind of spawned lots of myths and beliefs among us kids about where it led to and what was inside it, and we used to explore it. But one day I went there alone, all by myself, very young, and I decided I'd like to explore further. It's quite long, but it's, bear with me. It actually is, I'm sort of, nowadays, and I'm on a train, and I just happen to look out, I'm on this embankment, look out, and that's where the tunnel was. So then I do flashbacks, right. I saw it again, the darkened tunnel, as if in a child's imaginings. I glimpsed it briefly from the train as we passed in haste above it on the high embankment. Memories returned like river shallows flowing once more with winter rain, or as distant traffic sounds growing louder on the trunk road while morning advances. I closed my eyes and was transported to rain-washed summer wanderings. So many decades past, it seemed. Across the gold-flecked green meadow, the tunnel awaited. And once again, I found myself peering into sinister, ghostly depths. Unanswered questions formed of old, oppressive nightmares and lost sleep, surged in on tides of fear. Where did it lead? What awaited me there? I recalled the cautious first few steps as I left the world of light, torchless, straining to pierce the gloom. I entered this strange realm, and I found the stream beneath was shallow, faster flowing, comforting somehow. Walls narrowed, the ceiling lowered, deterring my further progress towards the tunnel's core. Driven by a strange momentum onward, crouching now, I struggled further in. 100 yards or so, I thought. My mind, that cool seat of logic, betrayed my hidden fears. Resort of vampires, werewolves, poltergeists, in each recess, former victims' bones. Unearthly scrabblings, not just rats, but giant ants or scorpions, awaited unwise guests. I believed I was probing into hell, could hear cruel laughter from below, Satanic roars broke out from above, mocking the dismal sighings of trapped and tortured souls. Then, rational thought, enemy of dreams and of all our horror-laden fears, intervened and washed away the dread. I told myself, the trains, the stream were all that I'd heard. There were no demons lurking in the dark, nor hidden hellish hosts to fear. Miasmic spectres were exorcised, all because I dared to explore, renounce the friendly sun. Then all too soon, new dreads were coursing in. Borne to my mind on treacherous tides, jammed in the tunnel, I was trapped, entombed. Or would the roof collapse? My grave enveloped me. A panic gripped. Would I now faint away? Then, from afar, strange voices sounded, lifting my spirits from within. Thus, crawling slowly backwards, I returned to safety. I've seen once again that darkened place where I lay to rest those childhood ghosts, and since that fateful summer's day have faced more testing challenges, less easily resolved. My life has entered darkened passages, and lightless I have stumbled into many self-inflicted crises. Seemingly trapped, enclosed, hemmed in, but never without hope. Thank you. Last time, it's the second time I've been here, and we're in a kind of a bus station place last time. It's a delightful evening, and heard a really great poem, if you can have a great poem, about dementia, in fact. And it was the definition of dementia, which gradually got shorter as it went through. It was great. And it kind of thought, well, unfortunately, my father died of vascular dementia about nearly 2 years ago now. And this is a poem that commemorates him and maybe his passing. It's called Dementia. A mind that could calculate the complex workings of several warplanes flown in World War II. A body that competed in Corinthian style against skilled rivals, the consummate sportsman. A soul that ever held to the good Lord's gospel truths, or his own conscience, in all of life's demands. His life was loyally devoted to serving the firm, helping the needy. Brothers met him on the square. But enemies were approaching, bent on the mind's destruction. Robbers in the night, plundered with no remorse. For those whose memories they take, where recognition still dawns, all coherent thoughts are very soon erased. A lone pilot is now in flight, among ranks of those destroyed in life's cruel dogfights, sent to oblivion. He sits in leaden wastelands, shot down, he tailspins into enveloping darkness, dreaming us as we wait for signs of recognition. Our prayers remain unanswered throughout one dark decade. Then he was released at last from his world or our world. No one knows. Thank you. A little while ago, a few years ago, the tomb of a Saxon nobleman or even a king was discovered in Southend. I don't know if anyone remembers reading about that. He was called the King of Bling because of all the gold that was found around him. And I think he was removed to London somewhere. And there was the ancient site. A Southend council were actually going to build a road right across it. Yeah, just to sort of make a shortcut. And chop down about 100 trees. And what was established, you may have heard of Camp Bling. Protesters established this camp and actually stopped the council from doing it. But almost in the same year, Southend Council were awarded a special prize for archaeology. And they were presented with this at the Priory Park, in the Priory. And so about 150 protesters turned up. And while they were getting all their prizes and drinking their drinks and so on, and whatever they do, the shouts of "shame on you" echoed from outside. And talking of the echo, photograph was taken, and I'm in it. Looks as though I'm leading the protests. Oh well. They've got my number. So this is a poem I wrote called Theod Kinninga, which is Anglo Saxon for people kings. All right? Excuse me. A new road, Priory Park, Southend. It hardly caused a stir. Away in a London temperature-controlled room, where lay the gold-clad Saxon king, eons free from battle, ritual and court intrigue. Nod of a council committee towards infrastructure, vehicle-choked major roads and a poisoned legacy. The need to make a cross-town dash, erode the good earth as we speed, outweighs all else. Green policies dwindle into cul-de-sacs and U-turns, jams and clouded issues, bury our ancient king anew beneath thunderous ignorance, worse than grisly court betrayals in forgotten Saxon times. Almighty concrete has no soul, oozes over precious ground, hardens and locks beneath it untold myths and legends, 1,000 years in the making. A nation's own lost heritage, filed under N or H. Tarmac seals the deal. Complacent speeches made, special awards received with pomp and civic pride, to mantras of protest from those of us who will not yield to lobbies, moneyed interests, and the barbarian advance. A freeway on Camp Bling, Southend, hardly broke the royal slumber of king or condemned trees, but awakened a will to act against millions spent, so we can save 2 minutes, continue our headlong rush towards our own oblivion. Thank you. I don't know how many, this is our last one, I don't know how many of you have been to Basildon at all? Lovely place, isn't it? And this is a little poem called Early Morning Basildon. Can't say I've seen too many of those, actually, but enough. Right. The tin can rattling lit a shrouded square with windswept whirls of dust and plastic bags. A gaunt, angular, multi-story maze devoid of human life lies stark and bare. The new town's windows catch the morning glow and flash reflections to surrounded heights. From hills and misty creeklands, marsh birds call, machines revive, and hooters start to blow. A stream of traffic heaves and surges past, exhaust fumes choke the early morning air, giant lorries thunder down the main. The concrete sprawl is stony, grey and vast. The windy central precinct splashes rain, graffiti-ridden subways lead you on, and after one more glance across the town, escape to London on the morning train. Thank you.